Good morning. This is Spy Money. We're going to talk about making some money today. We are looking at ES right now, and today is going to be a great day for me. Not so great for America or anybody that's in calls, but we planned this in our Discord group yesterday. We did a midday live stream. And like we usually do, not every day, but usually we'll do somewhere around 11 or 12 o'clock, we'll do a live stream and we talk about what's going on in the market, what kind of trades we're going to do and so forth. And yesterday, we saw this big old rage coming up through here. And it was just glorious. We started selling off right here because we didn't know if it was going to go on past or not. So I sold off all my positions right through here, basing it on the 70-30 rule. If you don't know what the 70-30 rule is, you can look at the YouTube and find a 70-30 rule in my videos. And it's actually really good. So if you go ahead and get, if you get yourself to where you're thinking 70-30, you'll get the meat of the trade. So we, for weeks, for probably 2 weeks, we've been buying up the SPY calls real cheap. And a lot of other trades as well. And when we had this big old rage coming up through there, and we knew the job reports were coming, so we just figured that Wednesday's going to be the last day to take profit. So we all started selling right on through here, and then as we went on up, we ended up going up to 25.60. And actually, it was on SPY. If we look at SPY, that's we were watching the SPYs that went up, and one member said they thought it was going to go to 270, but I didn't see the 270, but it ended up going to 256, and we started selling off at 250, somewhere on through there. And by the time it got up to about right here, I had most of mine sold. And what I was looking at was this fib. And looking at that fib, the 618, that's my magical number, that's where I was going for. So I wanted to get sold in strength while the premiums are still high. Yesterday, I still don't know the exact number. I haven't figured it up, but it was between $8,000 and $9,000 I made yesterday selling on this right here. I sold Amazon, Royal Caribbean, SPY. What else I sell? I don't know what all I sold. There was a bunch of stuff I sold, and I wanted to take my profit because I thought with the job reports coming up, we knew it was going to be really bad. So. We talked about all this through our live stream, and everybody made a bunch of money yesterday on this right here. So when it went on up, we started looking at this up here, and we started thinking, when we started this red candle and it started coming down, I thought, it's time for puts. Actually, I was thinking just over here. When it got down and started selling off here and then come up and then come up, I started buying puts right here. So it's cheaper to buy puts on the way up than it is the way down. So when I'm buying puts here, by the time it turns here, I'm already making money. So I started buying puts right here. I think I bought 10 right here. It went up, and then we saw that it was going to do this right here. And then when we hit this one here, I bought another 10. And then it was just a matter of, within a half hour after I bought my other 10, boom. I was $700 to the good right there on 20 puts on SPY. I did not buy my puts on ES at that time, and because I didn't think about it. And so when it come down, I almost sold here, but I went ahead and held because I thought we were going to keep on selling off. So if you go down, you can see here I've got a bunch of sales and stuff in place now. But if you look now, we sold off all night. So I don't know how much my SPY puts are going to be worth today, but they're going to be worth a lot more than $700 right here. And today I think it's going to keep on selling off. So let's go back to ES. That's where we like to start. But I wanted to show you the SPY that we were looking at yesterday, and as far as the numbers, they work better. So right now I'm in contracts on. I'm in 3 contracts. If we come back to there, this is live right now. You can see I have my channel written up. I'm up $508 right now on 3 contracts. This is real live time trading. I mean, this is not trading account or paper trading or nothing. This is real money. So I think I've got roughly 3 contracts I think they're about 1,300 apiece, so that's going to be roughly $4,000 I've got in that. This is dropping right now, and you can see the numbers. I'm almost $700 now. So I'm going to ride this out. I rode it all night. I ended up having, go back here to charts. I ended up getting in 2 contracts right on through here because I didn't think about it up there. I wish I would have, because that would have been a huge money. But I ended up riding it down all night. I stayed up till about 1 o'clock in the morning, which was right on through here. I was waiting on it to kind of drop so I could put a trailing stop on it, and it wouldn't do it. I was tired, so I just put a stop right above this fib. And that way, if it ended up jumping up, it would stop me out. But it ended up not doing it, so it kept on selling off, and it came down. It stayed on this VWAP all night. So that VWAP was our line last night. That's what we were trading on. This morning, I almost sold down here, and I didn't. I went in and held it. It got up here. Now look at it. See, watch that spike. I don't know what's going on there, but we were up like $700, and now we got this big old spike. So, what is going on with that? Like I said, guys, this is live. So, I don't know what news just come out, but I don't like that. We ought to probably just get out of that one. What do you think, guys? Let's see here. Is that going to come back down? That worries me right there, that big old spike. I don't like that. Well, we'll just let her play out. I've got my stop loss in place, so let's just see what she does. It's probably going to hit that VWAP and just sell back down. It's probably taking out a lot of the stops and so forth. So anyway, ES is kind of hard to say in what it's going to be. See here. The initial jobless claims soared to 3.28 million from 282,000. So our jobs, a really bad report. And I don't know why this jumped up. You'd think that would have sold off more. I don't get that. Here it goes. Now it's coming back down. But 3.28 million compared to 282,000. That is just crazy. The United States gross domestic product, 2.1 versus 2.1. So that was just the same. And the markets brace for a record surge in U.S. jobless claims. Stimulus package advances and stock skid. I'm just reading the news as it hits my phone. So it looks like we're going to keep on selling off. I don't know why that would have spiked. I would have thought that would just completely sold off. So anyway, like I said, this is going on live right now. So let's go ahead and take a look at gold. Actually, before we do that, let's talk about where I think it's going to go, because that's what you're all wanting to know. Our fib is 2361. We ended up having a low of 2174. My thought is, with the jobs report and everything, I would say that we're probably going to sell off maybe all the way back down to the 2174, but we'll know more a little bit later today. This market is so screwy. We've got that 15 is staying below that VWAP. The candles are staying below the VWAP. This is a 1-hour chart. And when this actually gets below this 50 EMA, or 50 EMA, then that's when it's just going to start tanking. So we can see right now this is actually trying to come back down again. I don't know what that spike was about. So let's go back over to gold, and let's look at a 15-minute on gold. Gold spiked up last night, which doesn't surprise me, but because of the market actually falling. But here lately, the market and the gold have been running together, and which is not normal. Usually if the market goes up, gold drops. So I've got 7 puts on gold right now through, I think, May. So I'm going to hold those and see where it goes. I'm up on them. I'm not in a hole, so I'm going to let that ride out. I think that gold is probably going to be heading down to, eventually, down to the 1381 area. And I think when the market and gold and everything starts working together like it's supposed to, I think this will actually sell off. So we'll just have to wait and see on that. So I'm still bearish on gold, even though that it did spike up here, which, I mean, the market is just so screwy. I don't get it. Now, we did have a type of cup and handle on this. And let's see, get that over there. We can see here that this is the line for it. It actually went up, hit, it would come down. This may spike up right here. So, I'm just going to keep a close eye on it and see what it does today. I may end up having to sell them and get back into calls. I'll still be a little bit of money. It won't be as much of money as I thought I would be, but, green is green. And then we go into crude oil. Crude oil just keeps selling off. We're in a descending triangle right now, and it's actually holding it. I drew this one here yesterday. and it's actually blown that one out, so we're going to get rid of that. So it's actually coming down that descending triangle trend right now, and I think that, I hate to see it go below this right here, but I think like next week, I think the market will actually turn, and when it starts turning, then I think that it will actually take off. So this is a bearish pattern right here, but I just don't see gold going below the $20 mark. And so we'll just have to wait and see what happens with that. Take a look at ES again to see what it's doing. Yeah, we're still fine. And then we go to the dollar. The dollar has been selling off. It was in this bearish descending triangle, and it sold off. So let's just hope the dollar keeps on going down. That's what I'm wanting. That'll keep our inflation down, and just usually when the market's going up, the dollar's coming down. So right now we've got a little pump up right here from the dollar. So it's short term. I think that the ES is probably going to turn. I'm going to sell everything off today and see what happens with it. As far as my puts, I plan on getting out all my puts today, because tomorrow could possibly rage tomorrow. You never know. Friday usually sells off, but it's been manipulated right now. Then we have natural gas. Natural gas has been selling off a long time, and I actually thought that it would stay on this trend and bounce up. I'm starting to be a little bit concerned about it now. We're staying in this channel still. It popped out a little bit, but that's okay. But it's coming back down. As long as we stay above this line, I'd feel a lot more comfortable about it taking off. We definitely want it above the yellow. The yellow is on the weekly. That is our descending triangle. But I'd like to see it actually pop up and before it comes down. But there's a good chance it might just go ahead and come on down here. Usually, like if you look at this one, when it comes down and hits, it'll usually take off. And we're there, so it's a matter of just time that it should come off. And I'm thinking right here. Around the 288 mark. So all you gassers out there that are playing UGAS and DGAS need to keep an eye on this to make sure what direction you go in. The MACD is trying to come up a little bit. The RSI is saying way oversold. So I'm still bullish on this, but not bullish enough to put huge amounts of money on it. If you want to get like small positions and so forth, and I've got calls on this one, so I'm hoping that it'll actually turn out good for me. Then we got an NQ, the NASDAQ. NASDAQ is the same as ES as far as the way it plays. It actually popped up. It's staying along this VWAP as well. And if we come back, there's a chance we could come back down to this trend line here. But I think that, I don't know if it'll actually come down that far. That's a good little distance, but it depends on today what actually sells off. So, and then we have, let's see here, go to VIX. VIX had been selling off. Now it's starting to kind of come up. As soon as the market turns, this is just going to drop good. But it's actually taking a lot longer than what I thought that it would do. Let's see, go back to a 1 hour. It's actually taking a lot longer, and it come out of this channel here as well. So I would think that, I'd say probably by the end of next week, we'll probably be down in here somewhere. Maybe closer to the 20. I think next week that things are going to start turning. As soon as they announce a, as soon as they announce the cure for the CV, and then have the, what's the other thing? The cure for CV, and put everybody back to work to get the jobs back. We're not going to see any kind of calls or anything for me to play until we get that. Marshall, I just saw yours going to need more margin calls, and gold will follow market. Gold usually don't follow the market, but it has been. And then if we go back to AAL, American Airlines, where's it going to go today? It's hard to say. We got that bailout money coming. You would think that it would have soared. It did come out of this pennant right here and just drop down. So we were talking about this yesterday. And, pennants, you just don't know what's going to happen with it. Sometimes it'll, it's a 50-50 chance of what's going to happen. So on this pennant, it actually dropped out, and it's actually coming up with the market right now. But I think this is short-term up. I think it'll actually just sell off as far as today, and then, probably next week it'll take off. So if you're going to buy calls on American Airlines, I would say today, maybe tomorrow would be the last day to get them real cheap. So you ought to start getting in on those. You have Apple. Apple sold off last night. I've got puts on it. I hope this comes on down. I bought puts up here, and I was up 35% at close. So I'm hoping that this continues to sell off today. I'd like for everything to sell off hard today and get down. I'd like for it to get down in here. It'd be best for me. But I'd like to at least get out, get everything sold off within, say, an hour or so of the market opening. And once I get it sold, then then we can get some calls and start raging again. AMD, I'm always bullish on AMD. I don't care when you buy it, just buy it. Long term, you're going to be good. It's following the market, but next week that's actually going to take off. AMD is a good company. They've got good fundamentals too, so you can't go wrong. Amazon, I sold off yesterday, made $54 or $5,500 on it yesterday, and I'm glad I sold it when I did. I wish I had sold Netflix, but I didn't. I'm still holding Netflix. So I sold the Amazon, and I will end up buying it back today because I should be able to get some good deals on it today. And then hopefully I can hold it for another week or two and make another 5,000 or 6,000. We have BA, Boeing. Boeing is just really taking off, literally. And we had, let's see, get rid of that one. And we can get rid of that one. So Boeing, I think, is just long calls. I've got, I think I got 40 calls in, or maybe it's 29 now, and I think I sold 10 yesterday on this pump. I did. I sold 10, so I got 29 calls left. I'm gonna go ahead and buy some more. If I can get them cheap enough, I'm gonna buy long term. This is Bayer Aspirin, the company. They're supposed to be ones making the chemical for the CV. So if we can get that to where we're making pretty good on that, then that would be great. I'm not saying buy it yet, but I think after today we'll know if it breaks this channel, then it might be the time to get in. I'm hoping that this will actually sell off again. If it does, then I'll probably get in long calls on it. I actually thought I bought it last week, and it turned out I bought AG, which is silver, and I didn't know about silver until the next day. And then I got to looking at it, and shoot, I was making money yesterday. I think I ended up making like $300 or $400 on a few calls I had on AG. So it sold yesterday. Carnival Cruise Line dropped off, which we expected. And I think Carnival Cruise Line and Royal Caribbean as well. I sold my Royal Caribbean yesterday. It actually sold, but Carnival didn't get sold. I've got my limit set, but it didn't hit. So I probably will get into more long Carnival, and if Royal Caribbean drops off today, then I'll get in it too. Let's see what it did today. Yeah, it sold off too, so I did good by selling it out. I think it sold. The last ones were right there. So now that our calls are coming back down, then I'll probably go ahead and buy those. And the market's dropping again. So we go back and see that is. Go to Clorox. Clorox, like I said, everybody has bought everything out, and that's what caused this. And then now there's not much news on talking about buying Clorox because the shelves are empty, I guess. So it's been selling off the whole time, but it looks like it's trying to pump back up. So I guess everybody's starting to freak out about the CV again. They're starting to buy it up. So it looks like Clorox may be another one to get in for calls. I'm not sure I'm going to play this one, but it's definitely one to keep an eye on. You might want to play short term. You still buy 30 days out, but you might want to just play this like overnight swings and stuff, and you might be able to make some money on it. CRM, I am getting hammered on CRM. I don't know what happened when I bought this, but I'm down big time on that. And I bought, I was thinking I bought right on through here somewhere. No, it was no earlier than here. So it might have been there, but I think it might have been here. I'm getting hammered on it. And so what I'm going to do is today is on this drop, I'm going to go ahead and average it down. And I think I've got through, I don't know, they're long. Let's see here. We got CRM. I've got September calls on them. And I'm down like, I'm down almost $1,000 on those. And so I guess just when I bought them, I don't know if I bought them on an upswing or what, but I'm going to average those down today and then go ahead and get those to where I can make money on them. So I'll probably buy, I've got 35 calls on it now, so I'll probably buy 70 calls on it, to get my average way down, and then when it starts taking off, then I'll be in the money again. We've got Disney. If Mickey sold off his shares yesterday, then he'll be able to take many out. But if he never, he's back to working again. He might be sweeping up the parking lots, even though there's no one there. He might be cleaning out stalls, toilets, everything else, trying to drum up some extra money because he's going to need it. But looking at this, we have a cup and handle almost. When we come up and we stop there, and then we come up and went past it, that blew it out. So the cup and handle is actually gone on this. So no cup and handle there. It kind of still looks like one. It's kind of pulling back. If this is true, I think the market will probably sell off probably till about noon today. And then after noon, it will probably start picking up. And then at that point, then I think that we might go ahead and rage. And that's the reason I'm selling everything today for my puts. Because I think that the bulls are going to get us tomorrow. We think that the market's going to sell off every Friday. Therefore, we go ahead and buy a bunch of puts on Thursday. And then we carry them overnight and we sell them on Friday. So with that, every now and then, about every 7 to 10 days, we will have a green Friday. And I think it's a trap. So, Wednesday was the Thursday this week, and Thursday is the Friday this week. So I'm thinking possibly Friday might rage. So I'm going to try to buy a bunch of puts today, or a bunch of calls today on the low for some different stocks I'm in, average down a few of them, and then buy some that I want more long term. If it does sell off tomorrow, it's no big deal. I still got a good buy. I'm not going to worry about that because next week it'll start taking off. But if I try to wait till tomorrow to get it, I may not be able to. So I'm thinking, everything kind of points to me like Friday might take off. So, and LYVs, Live Nation, I sold those yesterday. I took my profit and ran. It did not sell off, though, today, so I don't know what I'm going to do there. But I definitely want to get in live and long term. I think that is where it's going to be. People are going to start getting back to work, and they're going to want to go to their concerts and stuff. And if you look at this 1 hour, you can see from here down, this is the big sell-off. But we're going to go back to that, and we'll go higher. So right now we're at the 44.95. So I'm just buying calls, and I won't buy any puts on it. It's too dangerous. But I'll buy calls on it long term, and then if we get up so high, then I'll sell off. So right now we are close to the 618. That's our magic number. We may hit that today. But then again, it may go ahead and sell off today. I'm not really sure what it's going to do. It's not following the market evidently because there's no sell off for it. I'm long on this, so I think you can buy calls on this. By September or later, you should be fine, and you're going to make some money on it. I think I made $300 or $400 on just. I think I only had like 3 calls or something on it. So, and I make a lot of money, but you don't have to. Go $10,000 in a trade. I don't do that usually. Usually my trades are 500 or less. Usually, sometimes I'll go up to 1,000 or so. Occasionally, I'll spend like on the futures. I'll spend $5,000 to $8,000 on a future, but on stocks, I usually just spend less than $1,000 on them. And Netflix, I wish I'd have sold that. Kev, you owe me. He called that out and said he was selling right here. I was up $3,200 right there. And I didn't sell like an idiot. And that thing come down, and I'm crying all the way down, and I'm thinking, oh, here we go. We're going to be fine now. And then we get up, and then I'm up like $21 or $200 right here. And like an idiot, I don't sell again. And right now, at close, I was up $700. So, it's going to turn and come up, but I should have took my profit when he did. And then went ahead and took $3,200 worth of profit plus my investment, and then I could have bought the same amount if I taken I think I had like maybe $800 or something in it, so $4,000 in calls down here on it again, then that would have been a lot more, or put half back in and kept the other half. So there's things you can do with your money. You don't have to hold it forever. So then you have NVDA. NVDA is a good company. It's like AMD. They're in all the computers. Every computer you look at basically has either AMD or NVDA on it. NVIDIA. Long term, yes. is sold off last night with the market. It does follow the market exactly, unless there's news. So long term, I think you can buy calls anytime, and over a week's time, you're going to be fine. Then we have Roku. Roku, I tried to get in some calls. I think it was right in here somewhere, and it missed it, and it didn't get. So I'll probably get in calls on Roku sometime today, but it'll be long term. This looked like a cup and handle. That's why all these lines are. Here's your cup, here's your handle. So I'm thinking it's probably going to take off here. And all the signs that we have, all the patterns actually show that we are going to have a big rally. And it looks like it's going to happen on Friday. So I'm getting, like I said, I'm getting out of all my puts and everything on today. Then we have space. Space, same thing. Here's your cup, handle. Everything is geared back to Friday, taking off. Either Friday or Monday it will. One of the two. So, long-term calls on that. SPY, we already talked about, but, long-term on it as well. Today, I plan on buying up, probably $5,000 worth of calls today on, if I can get them cheap enough. And then, I'll hold them through next week and take my profit. Once I take my profit, then I'll go ahead and buy back in a dip again and just do it all over. I'll put $5,000 or $10,000 on SPY today. Depending on how the market moves. If it keeps on selling off, I might wait until tomorrow, but I'm going to see what it does. SPY is a no-brainer. You're buying calls in 504 companies instead of one. So SPY to me is the best one. And then we have TLT. I'm not a bond person. I did make a lot of money on it right there, which I'm glad it sold. $11,000 right there. And then it just took off, so whoever did not get out is probably in the red right now. I wish I would have taken that money and just bought calls on it, but I thought it was going to keep dropping, to be honest. I just wanted out because it was a lot of money. So just because you're in something long-term don't mean that you don't sell it now and take your profit and then go. So, but I think this, the way it's looking, the bond market might take off. I don't know that. I can't be for sure on that because, like I said, I just started trading bonds and I don't know how they work for sure. Tesla, I think is a no-brainer. It did drop out of that pennant, dropped down, but I think Tesla's going to take off. You're in the 500s right now. It was almost 1,000, a few weeks ago. Tesla's innovative, so I think long calls. Twitter, the same thing. I'm in long calls on it. I still have them. I didn't sell those yet, so I think you're going to be fine there. Long calls on it. And VIX, we already went over. Walmart is a complete disappointment. This thing should have went on up and hit in the 130 range. It hit the 128, bounced down, come up to here, got a lower high, and has sold off ever since. So I've got a video on a big mistake on Walmart for me, not following the rules. Then you've got this come down. I thought it was going to bounce off this trend, but with the way the market is right now, it may keep on selling off down to here. I think the market may, the way it's looking, it may bounce this morning right here. So we'll just have to see. Walmart, I am long calls on it. I think with everything they've sold, it's going to be fine. And if we look at this, right here is the, see, right there's the 144 is the 618 fib. It could easily get up there in a matter of a week. So if you want to get long-term calls on Walmart, I'm pretty sure that you're going to be fine. It is a good company. The earnings are going to be through the roof, and it's on 5/19 is when the earnings are. So if you want to buy calls on it, I'd buy them through July. That way, if the earnings something happens, then you've still got a month or so to get out before your 21-day theta kicks in. So I would get July or later, preferably get September or later. Everything I'm buying is September or later right now. I'm not buying anything short-term unless, if I plan on just scalping it, I buy 30 days. I do not buy same week expiration or next week expiration anymore. It's too risky. Theta kills you. You can still make a lot of money on a 30-day plus call, so that's how I buy. And we come back to ES. Look at ES now. And it's actually popped up there a little bit. Maybe I should have sold down there, but I didn't. I still think it's going to be long-term bearish today till maybe, I don't know, 10:30, 11, 12. I think it'll keep on selling off. Let's see here. U.S. economy grew at 2.1% annual rate in fourth quarter. So, we've got good news and bad news today. The jobless claims may have been this right here that we saw, because we didn't really see a drop in that. And we've got a few things have been good reports, a few that are bad. We are staying close to that VWAP right now. So I would say this will probably go ahead and sell back off. It may go ahead and rally, though. It's kind of looking like it might want to take off on us. We're in this V formation. We'll just have to wait and see. There's not really a pattern on that I can see. If you go to a 15-minute, see the 15-minute, that 15 dropped below that 180. The 50 is getting ready to drop below it. I'm still bearish at the moment. We'll just have to see. But I'm going to hold my puts a little bit longer. I've still got my contracts in there, so we'll just let those play out a little bit longer to see what happens. So, and that should take care of us. It is now 8:56. We got to get ready for the bell. And I hope this actually helps you as far as in your trades today. Be careful with it. The market is very volatile right now, so do small trades, don't do large trades. And we will see you this evening at all between 5 and 6, somewhere on through there when the markets close. And unless I see you in Discord today, if you're not part of our Discord group, there's a link down below. And it tells, we go over all of our trades and everything in it. We talk about, what's going on in the market, just like that SPY call yesterday. We talked about, we were in SPY, we were in the live stream from about 11 o'clock rolling through here. And so it was still kind of iffy. And then while we were live streaming, it started taking off. Someone called it out, and then we got on it, and we just sold all the way. And we were on a 2-hour live stream yesterday, just trading all day. So it was actually really good that we were all in here. If we weren't in that, then a lot of us would have missed this probably. And we would have seen in the chat rooms and stuff. But by doing it live, it was actually a lot better. So I will see you guys later. If you're not part of the Discord group, there is a link down in the description where you can click and get joined and get tied in with the family. And we will see you tonight. Please like, share, and subscribe.